my name is Beck, and you're the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And I've been watching The Mandalorian, and I enjoy The Mandalorian. I'm going to kvetch about a few aspects of this week's episode. This week's a shorter than normal episode, but generally speaking, The Mandalorian is glorious. It is the jewel in the sci-fi nerds crowd. Oh, do we call ourselves nerds still? Geeks crowd? I don't know. It's the jewel in the 2020 crowd. Even after there are other shows I preferred, I think, a bit more intelligent, but I just really appreciate them. The sharp 180-degree change in direction Star Wars taken. Even though I think for a lot of people watching it, they've already killed it. They've already killed it with the sequel trilogy. But still, Mandalorian, I am generally speaking enjoying. Before we get into the review, can I ask you guys, can you hit the like button? That would be fantastic. And hit the share button. That would be even more fantastic. Can you hit that subscribe button? That is fantastic. Double Lozy. If you hit the subscribe button, of course, you can, other than making a rabbi insanely happy, insanely and reasonably pathetically happy, you can enter my weekly competitions. The prize this week given away tomorrow on the TARDIS Zone is the Mummy DVD collection. This has the Mummy and the Mummy Returns, the two Brendan Fraser movies with Rachel Weisz and was it Jonathan Hanna? I think, yeah. Fun movies. All you need to do to win them is subscribe to the channel, which is the reason I do this crap. Subscribe to the channel, and in the comments leave the hashtag Imhotep. Go check the video notes, and it will give you all the information you need. It says that the prize is being given away tomorrow, the 22nd of November, when I'm on the TARDIS Zone. And look, while you're checking the videos, go and check this out for me, would you? This is my Indiegogo. First thing in the videos. That's how important it is. First thing in the video notes. My Indiegogo, I'm launching in about 2-3 weeks, basically when I get enough people signing up for it. If you go there, if you can join the email list, that would be fantastic. Thank you very much. Anybody joining the email list gets one of these for the male gaze art cards with any purchase whatsoever, just by joining the main list. Thank you very much. Again, videos, go check the videos. It's all right there. Fine, let's talk about The Mandalorian. So this episode to me felt very much like which again, a lot of The Mandalorian does feel like, but it felt very much like a chapter in a video game rather than a chapter in a TV show. Is that a bad thing? Because this one really felt like a video game level quest, right? Yeah, and I played quite I'm not a massive gamer. I do play Star Wars video games. I did enjoy, what's the one? Force Unleashed. That's from about 10 years ago. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. It was one where you're Darth Vader's secret apprentice, and you're doing stuff like grabbing TIE fighters and Star Destroyers out the atmosphere, throwing them down. Really cool. So this had that feeling to it. Look, Star Wars is based on the Saturday morning serials they used to show in cinemas. The 30-minute things. Listen, I watched them in the late 70s, early 80s growing up. In the summer holidays, you used to put them on, for kids. We had like King of the Rocket Men, Flash Gordon, King of the Rocket. I used to like that one, actually. Buck Rogers, those sort of things. So, Star Wars is very much based in that very episodic time of storytelling. I guess video game chapters is kind of like the modern equivalent of that. So it doesn't jar, too incredibly better. But again, this one felt like I was playing a game without actually playing it. It felt like rather than watching a story, which is weird though, because there's a lot of long-term exposition in the story, which you get right from the previously on Mandalorian. Did they say that? I can't remember. On the the recap. So we start off. We see the blue dude that he bounty hunted in the very first episode. That was a great episode. Put into carbon. So I'm like, what are they bringing him up for? That's weird. We get to see a bit of, I think, Baby Yoda. Well, we saw a bit of Baby Yoda in the recap, and the guy, and the guy trying to get him. Bounty hunting is a difficult. Was it an interesting profession? It was a whiz. What's the name again? The movie director played him in that. But he was great casting for it. So, and then we saw the cloner who eagle-eyed Star Wars fan pointed out he had the Camino logo on his jacket. So some kind of cloning thing going on. So we get a lot of information delivered, I think, quite well. about what's been going on with that that overriding arc. Fine. So we start off. Mandalorian is in Razor Quest, bumping along. Having these really bad repairs done by Mon Calamari as he takes off in the last episode. He goes, oh, Mon Calamari. So I guess Mon Calamari are not the most trustworthy repair people in the world. He's got bits of fishing line and doing last week we saw a bit of a squid was living in there, so he's like rattling along. He's not going to make it to what's the name, Ahsoka Tano this episode. That kind of disappointed me. I'm like, oh god, another side. Really. That's something I'm really kind of into. Was it Rosanna Doran casting? I'm really kind of into that. I'm into seeing what they're doing with that. So no, he takes a stopper back at Navarro, the planet he was on originally, and that they cleaned up from the Federation. I'm mixing up franchise. He cleaned up from the Empire. Essentially in season 1, right? So did it all take place on that planet? I think it did. I really can't remember. So anyway, was it Cara Dune is there? Was it the wonderful Gina Carano there? Gina Carano, who was the greatest spokesperson for free speech that you would never expect to happen. So Gina Carano's there, and what's his name? Carl Weathers, the guy who fought Rocky. That's it. He was Apollo Creed, right? Wasn't Carl Weathers? Was he in Predator, or was he both? Was he the guy from Predator who, like, when he meets Arnie, and the way they explain Arnold Schwarzenegger is in the special forces in the US forces, they call him Dutch. I used to love that. But there's this great scene where I think it's him and Carl Weathers. They like grab hands at the beginning. They shake hands, sort of thing. But you see their rippling biceps. I think that's Carl Weathers. So Carl Weathers directs this episode as well. So he was in charge of the bounty hunters. Now, we see things on this planet like getting cleaned up, getting like, law and order returning. They turned the bar into a school, and they got a female-voiced protocol droid. Was a protocol droid teaching lessons somehow. Anyway, so Mandalorian limps there. He needs repairs for his ship. How does he have so much money? Okay, that's really what I know. Like, well, no, he doesn't have enough money. They make a deal with him that in exchange for repairing his ship, he has to go and help them with this last pocket of Imperials. And they brought back the blue dude again. That seemed a bit superfluous and silly. I didn't really see why they brought it back. I do like when he meets Mando, he goes in, he like he lets out this blue steam. Kind of reminds me of that first episode of The Orville, where he catches what's his name, Seth MacFarlane catches his wife in bed with the blue dude, and then he his head explodes. I think basically ejaculates the blue stuff. So I got this kind of a similar experience there. So basically, we have this quartet of people heading to take out this this Imperial outpost, this Imperial base, and again, it just feels like I'm on a mission. I'm on a video game mission. I don't want to kvetch too hard because, again, Mandalorian, thank you for going, in a completely opposite direction. I was reading an article in SFX magazine about this series, and they keep saying, "Oh, how's it going to tie into the sequel trilogy?" And I'm like, it's not. I understand they've actively separate themselves in the sequel trilogy. I think they're going to be doing it more as the season goes along, which just is good news. That sequel trilogy is kryptonite. It's kryptonite to Star Wars, isn't it? So anyway, so they get to this base, and there's a bunch of stormtroopers there, and you have to shoot again. Video game stuff. It's a 37-minute episode. Video game stuff. Pew pew pew. Shooting the stormtroopers, and they find out the base isn't quite as small as they thought it was. They got to get to this reactor, which is at the above a pit where they have a volcano, and when they do that, it's going to make the place blow up. They discover while they're there a bunch of failed clones. I think that that's essentially what they look like, and they get a bit of a log from the cloner. Making it clear that they wanted Baby Yoda's blood for the midichlorians. So it seems to me they're trying to clone midichlorians, or trying to clone people with a high midichlorian count, which this kind of gets confirmed at the end when we get see bit of Moff Gideon, who is really good, and in this episode he's looking more Darth Vader. He's got more like black like metal stuff all over him, but it seems to be he's got a whole bunch of like false troopers that he's dealing with, and that seems to be what they want to do with Baby Yoda. They want to be able to clone his blood to make midi-chlorians to make these false troopers. That seems to be where they're going. I do know that was it Moff Gideon's supposed to make it to the third and a fourth season again, according to this article in SFX Magazine. But he is also supposed to face off with mono a mono with Mando. So that's going to be something to look forward to. So yeah, look, basically, like most Mandalorian, it kind of a throwaway episode, which is fine, but it's not really, because it's got a lot of kind of important overarching plot details, which are going to be important moving forward. I'm intrigued to see Moff Gideon's plan. I'm intrigued to see where this whole thing is going. I just like that it's unashamedly Star Warsy. It's masculine. It's made for 13-year-old boys, which I've always said is the sweet spot, the absolute sweet spot for the Mandalorian. Make it for 13-year-old boys. Make Star Wars for 13-year-old boys. Make Doctor Who for 13-year-old boys. Make Star Trek for 13-year-old boys. And you end up, actually, Star Trek made for 16-year-old boys. But then you kind of end up with good stuff, Unfortunately, people making it have gone insane, and they hate any form of masculinity. They call it toxic masculinity. No, it's not. It's just being it's normality. It's normality. So there you go. That's The Mandalorian. I don't even know what this episode's called. I haven't looked it up first. I do know Colwell's directed it, and I think this whole season is written by Favreau. It's out of the 4 episodes from this season so far, it is the third best, I would say. It's the third best. I preferred it to the Ice Planet, the Ice Planet episode where they crash with all the giant spiders. We did get a little coda, a return of he looked like Arnold, right, from Happy Days. This X-Wing pilot, who's like the local beat cop, just trying to put things back together again. And he's looking for Razor Crest as well. I think we're gonna be seeing him again. Did he think of asking, hey, do you guys in the Republic, in the New Republic, know anything about Jedi? Because they do, because they do. It seems to be they blew up the Death Star, which seems to be quite a big deal, right? It was on the news, right? It was on the news. We saw that in the first episode. Everybody knows about it. It was complete destruction of the status quo of the world order. So yeah, I guess. I mean, what? Is there no Crowder who gives you insight into who the Rebel Alliance is in this universe? Is there no I understand that CNN won't have it, but there's no underground, well, not even underground, there's no info wars you can find out about Jedi. I guess not. So I think we're back on track to find Rosario Dawson, was it Ahsoka Tano as the episode end. Great scene, by the way, a great Baby Yoda episode in general, but there's a great scene with Baby Yoda as he's trying to fix Razor Crest at the beginning. He's trying to get Baby Yoda to put the red cord where they're red. I guess space maintenance must be kind of a common thing in the Star Wars universe. Couldn't work it out. Listen, I actually feel kind of similar. There's this thing on Sabbath, if you're Orthodox Jewish like myself, on Sabbath you're not you're prohibited from directly using electronic devices or of any kind, which means sometimes you have a light turned on and you want it turned off, or you have somebody forgot to turn the light off in a bedroom or something like that. You need some electric switch push. One of the ways you can do it, you can go for 2 ways, right? Method number 1 is find somebody not Jewish, and you have to ask them not directly. So if ever a religious Jew comes up to you and say, listen, I have a light on in my bedroom, if anybody could turn it off, that'd be great. That's them hinting they want you to turn it off, right? They can't ask you directly. The other way is basically what Mando was doing with Baby Yoda. You get a kid, under 3 years old, who you can get them to push the switch for you. That was my impression of Mando trying to get Baby Yoda to repair Razor Quest. I'm amazed they made it to that planet with the Navarro, and I guess they're lucky they were there. You know, in that sector of space, they can make it there. So there we go, Mandalorian season 2, episode 4. Looking forward to episode 5, but I'm looking forward to all Mandalorian. Bit video gamey this week. That's all I can say. My name is Fehr Beckin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring that little bell to be notified when new videos are. And do not forget to go check out my Indiegogo. Just sign up to the mailing list. That's basically all I'm asking you. It's free. Sign up to the mailing list. That'll be freaking awesome. Thank you very much. My name is Fehr Beckin, the Rabbi. Blah blah blah. Have yourself a fantastic day.